Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Starbirds, where I remember this being a... Hang on, let me just turn this down a little bit in my OBS here. There we go. Let me just say, this is an awkward situation because I remember in the demo that it just immediately jumped into things without us being able to set up our settings. So let's hop into this. But first I want to say, this will be a filler series. We're not going to finish Starbirds before EU5 comes out, and this slot is intended to be filled by EU5 at this moment. So this will be until I have access to EU5, which will be on release day. I don't have any early access or anything like that. So this will be until then, and we'll stop. But I do plan to return to this series when we need filler in the future. That's the idea here. So let's dive right on in. Actually, I'm going to decline data tracking. Get out of here. We don't like that. Okay, there we go. And then this jumps right in, if I remember correctly.
There's no place like home. And for our beaky friends, it's the yellow dwarf star Sublina, which has illuminated this system with its warm and peaceful light for billions of years. Perfect conditions for life to evolve into a spacefaring civilization. Now, these birds stand on the edge of a new frontier, launching a daring mission. A remote asteroid field where infinite riches and the unknown await in equal measure.
Okay, I think that was the same cutscene as in the demo. Gather round, flock. Hear me now, for our great mission begins soon. This should be some good squawking. Where are my notes? Today we embark on a journey for the good of all birdkind. We have risen from mere ground peckers who warmed themselves with idle wings to proud tree dwellers, the horizon always in sight. But today we venture beyond that. Our goal is the endless plains of space. Our aim is its treasures. Iron, silicon. That's a mighty fine speech in all cap, but what's our actual mission, here and now? Right, Ruth. Actually, we need to make a quick stop to fill up on supplies before we can continue. At ease, everyone. Let's get to work. Good hustle. Okay, hang on. Can we get in here? Yeah, let's get to the options. Fantastic. Let's get off of this crappy resolution, and why is this the highest available resolution? Okay, that's exciting. That should not be the case. We should have access to 4K. I remember having it in the demo. We will investigate that, and I'll be right back. Okay, I restarted the game, and now it sees that we're at 4K. Fantastic. I didn't even have to change this. It automatically went to 4K. So that's perfect. Let's go ahead and save the settings here. I've also changed the audio a little bit, but nothing too major. This is why I don't like it when games drop you directly in, rather than putting you at the menu to begin with, because I like to get this out of the way before I start recording, not after. Okay, as I was saying, or rather as the captain was saying, we're here, Flock. These asteroids look promising. Initiate landing. How does this work again? Not the red button! Maybe his cryo egg got cooked on the way out here? Can we? Nope, we can't mouse over that cooked. That'd be funny if there was, like, Paradox-style tooltips. I'm fine, Stella. Just walk me through the controls. I'm not familiar with this model. Just pay attention to the instructions, Cap, and you won't put a claw wrong. Probably. Listen up, Flock. According to my notes, we should start with this quest. Yeah, we've done this intro before. This is fine. So we're going to click on the asteroid to find out if it has iron, and it does, so we'll go ahead and enter it. And we can zoom in and out with our mouse wheel. Yeah, that's normal. We can rotate it. Yup, as expected. And we can land on a crater. Perfect. Next, we can find an iron deposit and build an extractor on it. Perfect. Now we're going to need to draw a pipe. There we go. And we can put in more extractors. How many is it going to want us to have for this tutorial? Well, we can do one here, like that. I guess it wants us to do another one. One of these days. There we go. Okay, that's enough. Well done, Flock. We've definitely earned these credits. So we can collect our quest reward. Cool. A single launch pad can't keep up with more than 4 extractors. Build a second launch pad for better efficiency. Well, if that's the case, we should have 4 of these. So we'll just do that. There we go. And then we're going to need to build a second launch pad, which we'll put out over here. We're doing great already. Now let's ramp up our production. We need to stockpile some more iron and aluminum. Actually, I'm just noticing the audio is still a little loud on the music. The music isn't bad, but I'll just turn that down a little bit. There we go. Seems slightly better. So now we need to get some aluminum here. So we need to extract aluminum and deliver it to the space station. Easy enough. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3... Can we fit a 4th on here? Ooh, hang on. Yes, we can. Excellent. And we'll just run these pipes in about like that. That'll do. Excellent. Not bad. With all these materials, we can improve our station to earn more credits. Let's pick our first module. We'll grab this first. There we go. And we're going to be grabbing the living quarters. Sounds good. So all we need for this is iron, which we're already getting. That'll make our station extra cozy. Now let's get back to business. There's still some resources missing from my list. So at this point, we're going to need some copper and some water. Okay. Yes, I already found that out. Fantastic. So we're going to need to hop back to the map and get ourselves this extra asteroid out over here. There we go. And now we can enter this, and let's see what we've got here. So at this point, we don't really know where we want to land. I'm going to land here. It's fine. We can grab our water from out over this direction. So 1, and we're out of credits. Yeah. Ah, pin feathers. We're out of credits. That's no problem. These shiny nuggets are just what we need to get some extra credits. Yoke just needs to collect them. So we're going to deploy our rover right out over here. That didn't go exactly where I wanted it to go. There we go. Okay, and then we need to head on over this direction and grab ourselves some of these shiny credits. Perfect. We'll come around over this way. And I'm sure there's more around. These things seem to respawn infinitely. There's one out over this way. There we go. And that puts us at 135. Exciting. This is not the ideal path. That was very not the ideal path. We'll just take something kind of like that. And at this point, let's get ourselves these extractors going in here. So this is going to be 4 water extractors out over this way. And those are just going to pipe directly into this launch pad. Nice and simple to start with. And then we're going to want to get ourselves another launch pad. So that means we need 100 credits. So that'll be out over this way. Each of these is 15 credits, so we'll head over this direction real quick. That's 60, and what else do we have here? Ah, here we go. That's 75, and then there's another one out over here, and that's 90, and there we go. Perfect. So now we need a launch pad, and that's going to go right here. We're going to need more credits, specifically 200 of them. Is the amount that we're going to need to get all of this built up. But we don't need all of that right now. For now, just having one extractor would do the trick, in theory. So let's just head over here and let's get one extractor in here like this, and that will get us started on getting that copper. But it's not going to be all of the copper that we need just yet. We can grab a little bit more of this while we wait, and the question is... where's the next one? Actually, don't see one. Okay. That's interesting. Oh, it's right here. Okay, where are you at, Yoke? We can redeploy him. So that seems good. Okay, so there we go. We've got this. And I just want to fill out all of these guys before we move on. Something about like that. And then Yoke can go up and grab this. Cool. So we've got a new quest here, and we need some oxygen. So to produce oxygen, we need a refiner. That's absolutely fine. We'll research this. That's all of our tech points for right now. And while that's researching, we'll just come down here, grab some of these extra credits. Sounds excellent. It's a little bit hard to steer this thing when the asteroid moves, but it's fine. Okay. So there's our refiner, and we'll claim that. So now this needs to drag it from the building inventory onto the asteroid. So we're trying to make oxygen, right? This refines water, I believe. Okay, so we can do that. Yeah, we need an extractor on here, like so. There we go. And then what we would really want to have is another launch pad, which I probably should have put the refiner up over here, but this will do. There, something like that. So that's fine for now. We want more of this production, ideally, but this is going to give us victory, and we're going to be moving on from here. So I don't think we really need anything else from here, other than just to wait. So we may want to just deploy this here and grab ourselves some credits. Good job, everyone. We've stocked up on supplies. Now nothing stands in our way of discovering, well, everything. And then some. Cool. So there's Sector 1 completed. We got the achievement for that as well. Excellent work, Flock. With all these materials stocked and our machines fixed up, it should be a smooth journey to our next destination. I recalibrated our devices and improved the precision of our trajectory calculation by 20.2853%. That's if my math is correct, and I do believe it is. Space exploration isn't about math. You've got to expect the unexpected. Trust your gut. Tell me, Rust, is your gut familiar with Kestrel's laws of planetary motion? Or perhaps I don't need to stay up all night doing the calculations that prevent us from being smashed apart by asteroids? Thank you, Stella. I'm sure Rust was, joking. Huh. Let's put all that math to work then, Flock. To the stars. Okay, to next sector. Captain, I'm getting strange readings from this sector. My sensors have picked up a statistical anomaly, something with extreme mass and density. And that sounds just like the kind of resource we're looking for. Where is it? We'll have to get closer to investigate. But, Captain, there's the matter of the debris field. I recommend we make our approach steadily, over a few days, carefully monitoring... What are you squawking about? Captain, this is the great unknown that we came out here for. Don't let Stella scare you. I'm not scared. Science Officer Stella set up a course for that... Set a course, not set up a course. Set a course for that group of asteroids. Scared. I'm not afraid of rocks. I'm sure you're not. We're very close now. Let's land on the asteroid and find this strange object. Okay. So, presumably this is the strange object, so we're gonna land right over here. This rock has to be the culprit. What is that? Great gizzards! I've never seen anything like this before. I'd like to take it to our station for examination, but it seems to have fused with the asteroid. That ain't a problem. All you need is an excavation hub, and luckily for you, I know how to build one. So we're missing tech points, and we can expand our space station with modules. So for this, all we need is 6 water, so that's easy enough. I'm thinking we may not want to oversaturate this. We may want to just put this here like so. I say as I begin to oversaturate it. Okay. What happens if we drop this guy here? Can he get out? Yes, he can. Cool. So we'll get ourselves the water at this point, and there we go. We now have our tech points. Perfect. Not researchable. Okay, modules need taking care of sometimes, much like plants. Completing supply quests is a reliable method of earning credits and tech points by delivering more of the same resources. Yeah, so we need to deliver water, or we need to deliver water, and they're exactly the same. Now this is researchable. So let's get going on that. There are loads of quests now. How do I let my flock know which is the most important? The uppermost quest will get resources first. Rearrange quests by dragging them into the order you want. Sure. So we're going to want to research this, and this order is actually kind of fine, but it doesn't really matter. We have a new supply quest available, and I want to grab tech points here. We're pretty low on tech points right now, so let's get that done. And that is our building researched, the excavation hub. Excellent. Let's place the excavation hub right on top of the strange object, so I can get cracking. Done. Come on, Ruth, what's taking so long with the excavation? I want to get that strange object. Hey, this ain't like building a nest. Sticks and feathers ain't gonna cut it for high-tech work. Unless you want to peck that thing out with your beak, like we used to mine in the old days? No. That doesn't sound like much fun. That's what I thought. Now, let's get going. I'm gonna need these resources to get started. Okay, so we need to deliver gold and oxygen. Gotcha. And that needs to be delivered directly to the research hub, so we can get some gold going in here immediately, like that. And then we can put in an extractor here, we can put in a refiner, and connect it like so. So at this point, that will eventually happen. Okay, and then we can grab ourselves some additional... I'm going to go with credits for now. There we go. This isn't progressing, is it? This is supposed to be delivered directly to the Oh, we have to accept this. That would help. Now it's being delivered. Cool. So that looks good for now, and our water will all be delivered shortly. There we go. This is now completed, and we can just continue to work our way through this instead of driving around the buggy. So that's absolutely wonderful. Excellent. Now the question is, do we want to build any more, or do we just want to be patient? And I think the answer is just be patient. We only need 5 more of this to go in, so that's not a big deal. So our resupply missions are, of course, going very well here, and at this point, we can grab more tech points. I don't know what we really need to accumulate large numbers of tech points for, though, so at this moment, I don't feel like we need too many more tech points. Okay, so now, looking good so far. The next step is to tickle the object with a little radiation. I'm gonna need some uranium. Only problem is, there ain't no uranium on this rock. We'll need to get it from some other asteroid. Okay, that's fine. So at this point, do we get resources back for deleting these? No. Okay, well that's fine. The resources are renewable anyway. I just want to get those out of the way for now. So we have this available, and we want to just keep pumping that water out. So we're going to, of course, have to go back to the map here, and we're going to have to find another asteroid that has some uranium on it. And, I mean, that's uranium right there. Cool. This one is humming with uranium. Let's get our uranium production going. Fantastic. Okay, is uranium naturally occurring? Potentially. Also, we can just continue to get this water back. There we go. And let's just settle right about here for now. And let's get some uranium coming in here. So 1, 2, 3. And I'll just toss a 4th right over here for good measure. There we go. So we now have this uranium on the way in. Our rockets are delivering the uranium to our station. Now we need to change their destination to the other asteroid. So first we're going to need a landing pad, which needs to be researched. Done. And that's going to require water, or rather oxygen. And presumably we have to deliver that oxygen to our station. So we're going to have to build ourselves not an excavation hub, but a landing pad, or rather a launch pad. Is this water? Yeah, that's water. Okay, so we'll build an extractor here, and then we will build a refiner going like this. And we have a new supply quest available, which we will go ahead and take. Is that outputting? Presumably it is, but it's going to take a little time. So let's just ramp this up to be 2, 3, and 4. And then we're going to need some additional credits, of course. That's fine. So we're going to need quite a number of refiners here. We got those credits coming in. That's all well and good. We need more credits, so that looks great. We'll put in a refiner here. This will double our production of oxygen. There we go. And we are producing a decent amount, as is. But I do want to get more refiners going in here. So we can definitely drop in our rover right there and then come around over to here, grab some of this. Excellent. That should be enough. So we'll claim the landing pad, but I'm not ready to move on here quite yet because I'm going to put in 2 refiners like that. And then we'll run this pipe around like this. Can we run this pipe through here? Oh, we can just barely squeeze it in. But this isn't actually going to work. We need to unhook that and run it like this. Because this guy has to connect here. There we go. I've researched the landing pad to receive the uranium. Let's place it in a big crater on the excavation asteroid. So that's going to go around over here. And then we can pipe that in like this. Now let's check the map and find the asteroid delivering uranium. Yeah, so that's going to be this one out over here. Click the uranium icon and drag it to the landing pad on the excavation asteroid. This will reroute the rockets to the landing pad. Perfect. Fantastic work, Flock. The uranium is being delivered to the excavation asteroid. Let's return to it now. And I also want to grab a new supply quest because we could certainly use more credits. Okay, we're almost there. Pretty sure this is the last thing we need to break the strange object loose. So this is going to be quartz. Cool. Wait, what is this quartz resource? Never heard of it. Hover your cursor above Ruth's quest, then click quartz to open the wiki. So that is this quest. It would appear that we need to produce quartz ourselves, and we'll need a chemical lab for that. So we need to research the chemical lab, which we will do, and we can grab this for sure. So in order to research the chemical lab, we're going to need, well, we can get a new module as well, and we're going to take the reactor. That'll be fine. Now we're going to need to deliver some uranium to the space station, which we are definitely okay with doing. Let's hop in here. Let's put in another landing pad down here. And this is going to be extractors here, 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 and here. And then these are just going to pipe into... Oh, this is the wrong type of pad. This is a landing pad. I wanted a launch pad, not a landing pad. Okay, so we need 100 credits for that. That's understood. We do need to grab this supply quest, and we can also deploy our rover right here. So that's fine. We are not stuck in any meaningful way. Those are tech points there. And those are credits. So yeah, there's no real way to get stuck in this game. There's just ways to waste time, right? And this is one of them. Okay, so for right now, we've got this. That'll give us what we need. So we need to drop a launch pad here, not a landing pad. Okay, let's do that. 2, 3, and 4. Perfect. So now we've got the uranium going to our station. That seems good. And our reactor has been built at this point. So now we can supply uranium for credits, and we can build another one if we want. We already have oxygen going in, so we might as well grab the park, to be honest. So that all looks good, but we still need to get that quartz. So we need to get that chemical lab researched, but that is mostly underway. It is, however, time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we are going to get this silicon mining. We're going to have to go to a new asteroid for that. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Dark Horse, Ethan Feldman, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, Spock, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.